Hello, this tutorial is specifically for Illustrator to color these. You can choose one of these different ones I have if you don't want to make your own. So this is not how to make the color wheels or how to expand them into shapes that are fillable. That's in a separate video. So filling. What we need to do is, just FYI, I'm always working in a Essentials Classic. So if you don't see the same thing and can't find stuff, that's feel free to shift over temporarily. Let's fill in this one. Remember, you only have to do one of them. And I placed this color wheel just because I think it's helpful to have it around so that you know what you're doing. So the first thing is, let's just kind of go along this line. Let's do cyan first, and I'll just do a couple of them so you get the feel of it. We're going to bring open our swatches. If you can't find them, of course, you know, if you're a user for Illustrator, you go down here for swatches that I can't quite see. And they do have these different swatch libraries that are awesome, but, you know, might not quite have what you want. If you go, let's see, let me pull this over so you can see better. If you go over, now these ones do have CMYK. There's cyan, magenta, and yellow. They already have them in your black and white. That's really all you need. But if for some reason you're starting from absolute scratch, then you can go over to default swatches and look at print, and that will bring open more or less this set. Okay. You can also make your own set down here, which as you start to mix colors, you probably will want to do that. It's this is their blue, this is their green, and I want to show you how to trust or not trust that. Okay, so cyan, there's cyan. You have to decide based on the color wheels that you've chosen, like where do you want the particular values? Where do you want the pure hues? Do you want any open sections? We just need 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's what I have. I have left this open because if somebody was painting, these are kind of a pain to paint. Anyway, the order does not have to be in anything in particular. Like, you don't have to go light to dark or anything. You just want to make sure that the colors are the same value going around. So like all of the tints should be similar tints. All the tones should be similar. All right, so there we go. Let's click on the color picker and just do it like this. Top bar, tints. So go ahead and choose something that's light. I'll just go ahead and make that the pure color then. And then this one, what you can do is just, what you might want to do is go ahead and just select all of them first. I won't do that one because I already did it. And make them all cyan. And then from there, you can go ahead and do their variations. So, that's probably a little bit faster. So anyway, tint, okay. Tone is gray. So tints, all whites, only very, very top. Shades, all the way down vertically, only into the black. But you do not want to go too far into the black, or it'll look like, well, too close to black. So you want something that's dark, but not overly dark. And then tones is anything that's mixed with gray. So basically anything except for the top bar and the side bar is a tone, but you don't want to go too light. It'll look like a tint. So I'd say if you think about this being middle gray right here, think about that, kind of choose something around those lines. But if it has too much gray, it'll feel like gray. So you just kind of have to be careful. And this is the trickier one, not gonna lie. I'm actually gonna I'll just do this section because it's easier. So what I want you to do for this is mix it with its opposite color. So if we look at a color wheel, the opposite color is red off of cyan. So it seems a little bit weird, but bear with me. There is no way in these color pickers to easily choose something other than something that's just mixed with gray or black or white. So we have to do some modifications here. So copy and paste it a couple times. And what we're going to do is overlay them. So this one we need to be red. And you can see automatically what's happening here. What I'm doing is I have these set from before. Yours won't do this automatically. Yours will be normal. And that's what they do. You can't see through them. What you do is you take the top layer, change the opacity layer to multiply. If you don't see this on yours, it's under appearance, under here under opacity. When you click that down, you get the same box I have. Now, there's no great way in Illustrator to select that resulting color. And so what you can do is this, you can cheat. And if you don't want that much red, if you feel like that's a little too heavy-handed, you can always like lighten it up a little bit. You can certainly change the opacity. What you do is select both of them. And if you try to go to the eyedropper tool, it doesn't know what to do with that because it knows that there's multiple things here. So here's the workaround. It's kind of weird, but it works. You rasterize just those pieces. And then you can use the eyedropper, and you can see that that's the new color. So if you want, so basically you could choose that shape, click the eyedropper, and then turn it to that color. Now, you can already see in the first one, like, I don't know if I particularly like the arrangement of that. This is too big. Maybe I want to flip these. So I think instead what I'll do is use the eyedropper, make that one then the outside, and then maybe put the tint. And this is a totally different color now, so I actually have to remake it into cyan and then slide it along up here to get a tint. Click out of there. I think I like that better. Time will tell, right? Now, I should mention also that you don't have to do pure hues in order to get that desaturated. You could actually do it differently. So we could try it with a tint, for example. If you feel like that resulting color is just too dark for whatever you're doing, that's fine. So copy, paste it, again, make it into a red, and then change that particular one into a multiply. And then you can see that the resulting color is quite different. Now, we want to really pull back on that because that is really, really too red now. But instead, you get a weird brownish color. And again, you can rasterize, use it, that's fine. And then choose your color spot, click to the eyedropper tool, and then select that new piece. So it's a weird color, right? You probably want a little bit more blue, but I just wanted to show you what can happen if you mix in a desaturated one that's not just gray or black or white, but actually the opposite color. It's almost like basically you could almost get the same thing if you added brown to all of them, but there's no great way to do that when you're using swatches. So you kind of have to pre-know the color, but since you don't probably yet, this is a way to do it, and it's handy. It works. So you're going to go all the way around, of course, and just again make sure that the tints are the correct color. So for example, if I wanted the next one, I'm going to do magenta. That's not the next color, but it's something I can click on here. Like is that correct? No, it has some gray in it, but is that a light enough version? Is it too dark? Every color that you have on here, every hue, all of these ones will need differing amounts of white and dark and gray in order to change them. Yellows will respond dramatically. You need a lot of white for yellow, and you don't need much of anything for black or gray to switch it. So you'll find that there's no good solution really. There's no specific formula. It's all about your eye and what you can make sense of. So let me know if you have any questions. We can always via Zoom, and if we do that, just make sure you send me your file ahead of time and I can look through it and then help on screen.